Hey guys, you guys know me. I'm not going to introduce myself like some YouTube video. I wanted to make this though, this Anki tutorial to kind of give you guys the ins and outs, how everything works, um, how to make your own cards, etc. It's something that really helped me out this past semester. Not only like studying the cards, but making the decks for everybody. So I wanted to kind of teach you guys how to do everything. Price and I are still going to make the decks for this upcoming semester. We've talked about it, but I'm hoping that maybe if some of you guys learn as well, it's kind of a teach a man how to fish and he'll never be hungry thing. We'll see how it goes. So first, we're going to download Anki. So what you want to do is you want to Google Anki right in here, just like this. Click here, scroll down a bit, and then whatever computer you have Windows, you click Windows, you got Mac, you click Mac. And then these are based off of like I guess the processor that you've got. Um, so just go ahead and click one of these, download it, it'll download, and you'll boot it up. So what I did here is I created a profile. It'll automatically create a profile for you when you start up. Okay. So it'll be just like this. It'll say user one, I think. So to start off with, what you want to do, you want to go here in options, just like this, options, and it'll bring this up. So Anki will default for you to get 20 cards, two new cards a day. What I want to what I recommend doing is 25 to 30-ish. I think that's a good number. So what this does is whenever you add a new deck or you have a new deck of cards, it will you'll only see 25 new cards a day or 30 new cards a day. Whatever you set it to, it's all you'll see a day. And that'll help with your learning patterns and help you really grasp the concepts of what you're trying to learn. All right, next thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this to 25. That's what I have mine defaulted at. And then this needs to be 10 times whatever that number is, because this is the total cards that you should study a day. Because a little, any more than 250, that's a lot. Like that's significant. You may not be able to retain as much information. Another thing that I've done, and you don't have to do this, this is purely preference, is right here under new cards, learning steps, you're going to add a 1D afterwards. So in order for a card to be counted as like you've learned it, you'll have to hit good several times in order for it to be learned and in order for it to go to the next day. So this will be 1 minute, then it'll come up again in a minute, or whatever your timing allows. And then the next one will be 10 minutes. It'll be good. And then you'll hit 1 day. And then it will come the next day as a card for you to review. So what we'll do is I've saved, save here. I've saved the biomechanics deck. And I'll kind of show you how this stuff works. So we'll study now. What are the functions of skeletal muscle? I don't remember it. I'm sure if I thought about it a little bit, I'd be good. So you hit your space bar, then there it is. There's your answer. Now you go down here, and this looks a little different. I'll get to this later. You go down here. If you got it right, hit good. There you go. Good to go. Next one, name the breakdown of muscle from large to small. And there's that guy, whatever. Say I didn't know this and I wanted to learn it again. I would hit again. There we go. Myofilament is actin, myosin. Actin is blank filament. Myosin is the blank filament. Space. There it is. Thin and thick. Say maybe, I should probably study this one again. I put it on hard. 6 minutes. So we'll go forward. Every time you hit space, it's going to automatically go to good as well. So if I just sit here and spam space like this, those are all going as good. And down here, this blue number is going to be the number that you have new cards for that day. This red number is the cards that you're studying, and then the green number will be the cards you're reviewing. We won't see anything in the green number because once I hit good and it goes to the next day, I won't see that until tomorrow. So that kind of gives you a breakdown on how that works. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to show you guys how to create your own deck. This is where I think that it really helps solidify the stuff you're learning. So what you want to do is you want to go down here to create deck, just like this. Name your deck anything. We'll do test tutorial. Okay. All right. So there's my deck. Now, once you create the deck, it'll be like in your list of decks, just like this. You go here and then up here. I can't really see it. The screen share thing is in the way. You want to go up here to, there we go, add, just like this. Okay. So we'll start off with the basic cards. Choose. So this is where you would just type in your, for an example, what are the first 3 letters of the alphabet? Just like that. Answer here, A, B, and C. Okay, and then you get on here, you'd hit add. Okay, that's simple as that. Basic card, question on the front, hit space, that'll be the answer. All right, the next type of card are the closed cards, or the fill in the blank. So you go up here to type, see where it says type up here, you'd click this, you just scroll down, you go to close, close plus, close plus plus. I don't know the difference between them. They're all going to do the same thing. Hit choose. So now you have your closed card. So let's say we wanted to do, I don't know, we'll do 2 plus 2 equals, and then this guy right up here, it says this little plus, looks like 2 brackets with a plus sign. We're going to add it, and then we're going to put 4. This is whatever formula or whatever it is to use the close. So we'll do that, and we'll hit add. So I'll go back to the deck, and I'll show you guys those 2 cards I just added. Or actually, no, we're gonna continue to add, and then we'll go from there. All right. Next is the image occlusion. Now this is an add-on. This is not going to come default to Anki. You're going to need to download an add-on, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, I'm going to show you how to use it. So image occlusion, which you don't really have to choose image occlusion for this. This just makes it a little more difficult. But you see this picture right up here? Is add image occlusion. That's what you're gonna see once you add the add-on. It's gonna be right there. So first, let's get us a picture. So I brought up this picture from our last PowerPoint. I hope this doesn't give you guys PTSD or whatever. And then you're gonna bring up your screenshot tool or whatever. I'm not sure what it is on Windows. I know on Mac it's Command-Shift-4. It brings up this little guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of crop and screenshot this picture here to get everything we want to study, just like this. All right, so now it's down here, screenshotted, saved. Okay, we'll go back to the add function. We're going to click this button, like I said earlier, and it's going to bring up, find your screenshot wherever it goes. I don't know if it goes in documents, desktop, whatever. Mine goes on my desktop. We're going to open it just like this. Okay, so now it's going to bring up this page. This is your image occlusion. I like making this a little bigger, just so it's easier to see. Maybe a little bigger than that, actually. Okay, so now you got this. This is your image occlusion. All right, make sure that you're on this little blue box right here on the side of your toolbar right here. Make sure you're on the blue box. And then you want to click and drag, make the boxes. Click and drag, make the boxes. Click and drag, make just like this. Do it for everything you want to study on that page. And maybe not everything needs to be studied. Maybe not everything's super important. Maybe some of it's there to just kind of orient yourself. But you see, you have all these, and you can move the boxes as big and small as you want, just like this. All right, once you're done covering up everything you want to study, you're going to hit right down here. It says hide all guess 1. Click that. There's 6 new cards added. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. All right. Next thing on this, if there are 2 things that are the same in a card. So for instance, this picture, the talus is listed twice. Your calcaneus is listed twice. What we're going to do is you're going to cover talus. Okay, now they're both covered. Now you want to shift click both of them. So shift, like I'm holding shift right now, and I'm clicking this one, and I'm clicking this one. Now you kind of see this little blue border that's around them. Next thing we want you to do is hit G. G is going to group those two together. So whenever they come up in your deck, they'll and you hit space, they'll both reveal at the same time instead of having to do it two separate times. So I'll go over that one more time. Calcaneus down here. We'll cover Calcaneus. We'll cover Calcaneus. We're going to shift click both of them just like this. Press G. Now they're grouped. Now, since I added those after I added the other ones, I'm going to do this again. Hide all guess one. And it's going to add them again, all of them again, since I added it before. So we'll go back to Anki, back to our ad. And the last thing I want to show you guys how to do, and this is another add-on, are the multiple choice questions. So actually, I don't see them. Give me 1 second. I think it may be not under this user. Yeah, here we go. All right, so these are a little more difficult per se. Like I'm not sure exactly why they're this way, but they are. Nothing to do about it. First, you're gonna have to create an ID. Normally what I do is based off the question. So whenever I made the ones, whenever Texas Tech was down and I had to make the like the practice questions, that was for I think that was head and neck unit. Yeah, head and neck unit. So what I did was like say it was the skull. So I did skull -1. That was my first skull question. And then you type your question in. I don't know a good example. What is the main function of skull? Also, another thing is just to clarify, no spell check. That's why there's so many typos. Sorry. It's whatever. Okay, so you have your question, then your answer. We're gonna say protect the brain is gonna be the answer. Protect the brain. All right, now you write that down in your answer. Now your choices. So this is where it gets a little tricky. So we'll just say, for the sake of time, I'm just going to do letters for just, you can type out whatever you want here. So here's option 1. We're going to do A, and then you want to put the bar, it'll look just like this. Mine is right above my return key on my Mac. I'm not sure how to get there on a Windows. I think it's probably the same place. Right above the enter key, you're going to shift and then press that button. It'll be just a straight line, vertical up and down. I'll do B, another one, and then C, just like that. Now we're going to add. Okay. Now, so I'll go back to here. I've already done this. So I'm going to bring this card up. There's your multiple choice. And as you see, click your correct answer. It's green. You hit good. Say you clicked the wrong answer. Okay, you missed it. Oh well, see, missed it again. Oh, there we go. Good. Just like that. So now I'm going to go back to the test profile that I made for this. Okay, so here, now we're going to go back and we're going to look at these cards. First 3 letters of the alphabet. And there they are. Say I get this good, we're going to go good. All right, here's our closed question. This is what I had to fill in the blank. 2 + 2, 4. Simple. There it is. All right, now here are your image occlusion cards. So these you're familiar with. Now you know how to make them. Just like this. All right, and then we'll go to the next one. Since I added it twice, it's going to do this again. So here are the ones with the 2. So I'll go through all these first. Now, both of these talus are both red, which means they're asking you what is behind that for both of them. Click that. Good. Talus. Okay, here, both of them, calcaneus. Boom. There we go. And it's going to go through all these again because I hit good. Once you're done, deck is finished. Now, once you do all your studying for the day, you're not going to be able to do any more per se. It's just the way that the algorithm works. If you want to, Now, see, this is something that I used a few times whenever I had studied all the cards and I wanted to look over some things again, or there was a few cards I wanted to study. What I would do is I click custom study feature. So once you complete all your cards for that day, you're going to click the deck. This is going to come up. Custom study cards by state or tag, this very bottom one. All cards in random order, don't reschedule. Choose tags. You're not going to have any tags. So hit OK, and it's going to bring them back up. Now, here are all those cards I just studied, just like this, and it's just going to go until you finish. Study as many as you want. Done with the deck for now. And then there's your custom study session deck. You can just delete it when you're done. Simple as that. All right. Now, one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, or actually a few more, not just one. So what I did here is I went on our test deck here and I went to browse. Now this is going to show you all the cards in your deck. So say you wanted to look up, like say you had a certain question, you knew that your card was in this deck that had the answer. So you look up function. Oh, I forgot I didn't do that in this deck. So we'll just do 2 + 2. Just like that. And it brings up that 2 + 2 = 4 card. Simple as that. Okay. Now, last thing I want to talk about adding decks or in making your own decks. Pictures. If you want to use pictures as an answer or as a question, that's simple to do as well. So we'll go back to basic here. And you're gonna click on this little paper clip, your attachments, that's pretty standard. So you click front, paper clip. Now we're gonna bring up this picture because it's the screenshot I have. This is how we made the muscle cards for the Anki units of the past semester. We just took a picture of the flashcards that we've got and then airdrop them to the computer and then upload them here. So there's your picture. And then here you could do, or if you wanted to ask a question, how many bones are there in the foot? And then right here you do like, I don't know how many there are. We're going to say 15, probably a little more than that or whatever. You can hit add just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go back. Now see, added the new card. Study. How many bones are in the foot? 15. There we go. Simple as that. Same thing with the close. Like if you wanted to create a close card that had a picture as part of the answer, so you go back to close, whatever. We'll do this example again. Equals, make sure you go here, 4. That's a duplicate. We'll say 42. Here, image, bring this image up, open, add. So now when we go back to the deck, this is the first one with the picture, 15, and 2 + 2, 42. Obviously, we know that's not right. But when I hit the space bar to show the answer, this picture came up. So say you had a closed question and you had a picture that explained the question or that gave the answer. So once you study the card, you get it right, you look at the answer, you look over it, there you go, you got it, boom. All right, so that's all for adding stuff. See, I got my notes right here. That's why I'm looking this way. Oh, okay. Now in the deck, when you're in the deck, say you want to undo a card. Say you hit good, you didn't mean to hit good, you didn't know it, or you hit bad, whatever. So here's this one. I'm gonna hit good. I didn't mean to. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm not sure the command on Mac, you may have to Google it, look it up, or on Windows. I know it on Mac. You're gonna hit Command and then Z, and it's gonna undo that card. So it's gonna bring it right back up. Then you go back again, put the right thing that you chose, and there it is. So say Command Z, it's gonna do it again, come back. The next command, and these are the only 2 commands I really use. I'm sure there's a ton more. If you really want to know, you could look it up, I'm sure. The next command is going to be Command-Shift-D. This is going to reschedule a card. So instead of it going 1 day in the future or 4 days in the future, and as you continue through, you'll notice that the time in between reviews is going to be greater. So if you know it really well, it'll come back in 4 days. And say 4 days pass, you see it again, it'll go like 10 days, stuff like that. If you don't want it to go past a certain date, for instance, an exam, there's an add-on you can add for that, and it'll kind of reschedule it, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But the command to reschedule it on your own without the add-on, that we're going to do Command Shift D. And right here, how many ever days, say I wanted to see this card 3 days in the future. I'd hit 3 and hit OK. And now that card in 3 days from now, I'm going to see this card come up as for me to study. Okay. That should be everything for the deck. Let me look over this real quick. Yes. Okay. So now we're going to talk about add-ons. There's a few that I have that I've considered essential, and there's a few that I have considered non-essential. So we'll go back to Google. What I want you to do is I want you to Google Anki add-ons. Just like this. Okay. Anki add-ons. Okay. And then now once you're on this page, you can do the find in page, Command F, Control F, whatever. And we're going to look for image occlusion. This one right here, image occlusion enhanced. Click on it. We're going to scroll down, and then you're going to see this this blue box right here with this string of numbers. You want to copy this number, so we'll copy it. We want to go back to Anki, Tools up here at the top, Add-ons right there, Get Add-ons just like this, and then we're going to paste this code there. And since I already have it, I'm not going to do it again, but you'd hit OK. It would download the add-on. You'd have to restart it for it to take in place. And then once you add that image occlusion add-on, then when you go to add, this little box right here is going to be up for you to add the image occlusion. Next add-on, we're going to go through the same process. This is another essential one. Exam notifier. Right here. Exam notifier, click on it, scroll down. There's going to be another string of numbers. We're going to do the same process. Go to Tools, Add-ons, Get Add-ons, paste it. Same thing. Each add-on you add, you're going to have to restart it for it to take effect. All right. Now this one's a little kind of finicky. I think it could have been done better. I don't know anything how to make this stuff, so it's really none of my business. So we're going to go to Options, and the deck you want this, Options, and we're going to scroll down, and you'll see add this add-on section, Exam Notifier. First, you want to click Enable Exam Notifications for this deck. Exam name, we'll do Test Exam, and then the exam date. So today is the 12th. We're going to say that we'll say the exam is today. Is today the 12th? Yeah, today's the 12th. Okay. We'll say the exam is today. We're going to save. So now here, study. Actually, that's not good. Nope. I don't know how to be able to show you how it's going to work without going into the future. We'll say the exam is tomorrow. All right, I don't know how to show exactly what's going to happen. So whenever you set the exam, so I normally do this at the beginning of a new unit especially for anatomy. I would go back to my options. I would make the exam date. I'd name it, Unit 4 exam, put the date. And then once you start studying through your cards, if a card happens to be like, if the good instance of your card happens to be past the exam, a notification will come with the bottom is going to be a big box, and it'll say, hey, this card will be so many ever days past your exam. Would you like to reschedule? You'll hit change due date, and it will bring up that same exact interface, kind of the earlier when I pressed this one right here. And then you put it for how many ever days you want. So say my exam is in 3 days. I'd hit 3 and we'll be good. Same thing. Okay. All right. Now the last one, and I've already talked about this, is going to be your multiple choice. So you go back to add-ons. Multiple choice support. Hang on, I need to double check and make sure which one it is that I've used. Yes, this one's it. So once you find in page your Command F, you're going to, there it is, multiple choice support. This is the add-on that you want. Go ahead and download it. Same process. Copy that string of numbers, paste it, and then you'll be good to go. And I showed you guys how to make those multiple choice cards first. All right, now we're going to go to some of the non-essential add-ons. Anki is really cool because it's so customizable that you can do literally so much with it. You can mess around, play with it. I know there's one on here like this one, for instance, puppy reinforcement. Every time you hit good on a card, you're gonna get this little puppy down in the corner. It's kind of cool, kind of not, it's whatever, to each their own, All right, so the first non-essential add-on that I'm gonna tell you about that I really enjoy is this one right here. It's be at the top. I think a lot of people use it. It's called Review Heat Map, and you guys probably saw this on my Anki earlier. What this does is it's going to bring up this heat map just like this, and I'll show it to you on my actual profile so it's easier to open. All right, so here you can see every card that's colored is a I did, I studied cards that day. The darker they are, the more cards I studied, the lighter it is, the less cards I studied. So this is kind of just like I don't know, I think it's cool because it shows you like your daily average down here, days learned 78%, longest streak was 26 days, current streak is day one. I hadn't done anything, obviously. And you can also customize this a bit. Go here, change your color. I like this one, the ice. I'm just gonna make it blue. It's whatever, do whatever you want. I really I enjoy this add-on. I think it's cool. And it also does each individual deck as well. So like this is for this trash deck, which I'll talk about a trash deck in a second. It shows me this. All right, next add-on. Let's go back to Google. Is going to be this advanced review bottom bar. And remember earlier, my bottom bar looks a little different. So here, copy, do the same process. I'm going to switch profiles back to the test one. Okay. Now, I believe to find right here, ARBB up at the top, click on that. And now you can change what the bottom bar looks like. So for instance, mine neon 1, neon 2, there's all kinds of things that you can look at that show designs. It'll show me what it's going to look like. This is the one that I use, or this one here. So like when I go into my deck down here, show answer, these are kind of highlighted. It's an aesthetic thing. I like it. Also, there's just a lot of other add-ons that you can get. I mean, like you see this page here, it goes on forever. So you could just give it a go, look at stuff, find YouTube videos, do whatever. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for you right now. So I guess if you have any questions, you can, message me on GroupMe or text me or whatever. Obviously I'm not someone who makes videos like this often. Sorry if I rambled on, sorry if it's too long. But yeah, so I hope this helps you guys out. I hope you're able to utilize these features, and I hope it helps you be very successful in the upcoming semesters. So that's all.